everybody, and welcome to Factorising video 8. In this video, we're having a look at how to factorize the difference or sum of two cubes. Now, in previous videos, we had a look at the difference of two squares. So that only worked with square terms and the difference, but for the cube, you could have a sum or a difference. Now, how does it work? Is that we have a perfect cube plus or minus, in this case, a perfect cube. So in the first, we're going to have two brackets. In the first bracket, we're going to have the cube root of the first term. And in the second place, we're going to have the cube root of the second term. Okay, a cube root of a negative is always negative, and there we have that. So now in the second bracket, what we're going to do is we're going to square the first term. So that's the first term. We square it. Okay, the middle term, so this one here has three terms. The middle term is when we multiply the two terms in the bracket and change the sign. Okay, so this here was a minus, so it's going to become a plus, and we multiply the two terms. So these two, we multiply and change the sign. And then finally, for the last one, we're going to square the second term, and the square of the second term will always be positive because the square is positive. And that is how we factorize a difference or sum of two cubes. Please make sure that you've understood the steps. I've used shapes here, but it applies to any two cubes. So let us have a look at the examples. Please pause the video and attempt it by yourself before we go through it together. So we have x cubed minus 1. So we have two brackets. This will become in two brackets. The cube root of the first term, so it's x, minus the cube root of the second term, so it's minus 1. The first term squared, we multiply them. So x times minus 1 is minus 1, and we change the sign. And then the last term squared. Let's do the next one. 8x cubed plus 27. So this one here is first two is the cube root of the first term, which is 2x, and the cube root of the second term, which is 3. And then the first term squared, which is 4x squared. We multiply these two terms and we get 6x and change the sign. So it's minus 6x. Finally, the last term squared. Okay, let us do the last one. So this one here is 3x to the power 4 minus 24x. So one thing you should notice is that this is not a perfect cube, none of them. But you do notice that they have a 3x in common. So let's take out that 3x as the highest common factor first. And then what we get is x cubed minus 8. So now what we can do is we can factorize the second bracket as the difference of two cubes. So x cubed minus 2, the square cube root of the first and second term. The first term in the bracket squared, as multiply that together. 2 times minus 2 is minus 2. Change the sign, it's plus 2x. And finally, the last term squared. Okay, so that is how we factorize a sum or difference of two cubes. Please watch our other videos and on factorizing and review the previous ones if you're a bit confused. Okay, bye.